Well, basically for any exchange or any capital market investments, you would want to diversify your investments. We have quite a diverse market in terms of sector representations across the entire market. So basically we'll find we have around 17 sector being represented in the market with varying sizes, but you have the financial sector is being represented with both the banking and non-banking financial services. You would have the industrial sector represented, you would have mining represented, you would have, I would say, manufacturing of food items and food products as well are represented, and so on and so forth. This is part actually of financial literacy programs and investment literacy efforts that we're trying to promote in the economy. So basically, to create sufficient wealth at the point of retirement would require investment not only in the fixed income sector. If we're talking about long-term and aiming at achieving returns that would be sufficient to support your retirement plans, definitely you need to have a portion of your investment in equities. Why is it the case? When you look at the initiator of growth, the initiator of inflation even, in any economy would be the production of factories and companies, whereby they increase their prices or they increase their production, and hence this is the economic growth. So for any individual to benefit from the economic growth of a country, they need to have an equity exposure. The Egyptian exchange does not deal with individuals. We are the receptor at the end. However, there are intermediaries between the platform and the investor, which are the brokerage houses or the brokerage firms licensed by the regulators. And then you will have the general requirements for opening an account, like a bank account. You would need to have your signatures, you need to have the proof of residency, and so on and so forth. Most of these brokerage houses nowadays, they have online platforms whereby every single disclosure and every piece of information is disclosed on those platforms, and you can have access to it as an investor. Second line of defense, everything is disclosed on EGX's website. For financial literacy per se, we had a program with the universities. A continuum of the efforts was trying to promote the investment culture, educate the youngsters at universities with the benefit of being an investor in the market, and so on and so forth. But the main issue here was twofold. First of all, you don't have a simulation system that would enable them to get to learn directly how trading is being conducted, how you put the orders in the market, and so on and so forth, from the one hand. And the second, and this is the most difficult part, was for youngsters not being capable of opening investment accounts with brokerage companies or bank accounts, and that was the history. So basically, we took on ourselves an initiation to propose an amendment in the law, given that if this is the interpretation. And then there were some efforts whereby the regulator managed to issue a new interpretation of these items and allowed for youngsters to work in the market or to start having investment accounts starting from 16 years without the need of the approval of the parents. And we amended as well the coding requirements in EGX to allow for 16 years old to be coded at EGX after opening an investment account with the brokerage companies. The first and foremost would be the earlier you invest, the better. If you don't have the sufficient knowledge, then you need to give it to a proper asset management firm to take the decision for you. Full stop. The investment literacy, financial literacy targets of inclusion is not a one-time effort. Of course, all of this is under the umbrella of proper economic governance and management of the country, which is happening, and so on and so forth. You see my point? So the exchange is only one part of the equation, one part of one player, but you have plenty of other players that we are pushing hard for them to be on the same page with us.
Thank you.
Thank you.